We have not signed the two annexes on power sharing and normalization. The only document that we signed was the joint statement. But despite the non-signing of annexes on power sharing and wealth sharing, we have covered a lot of areas. And one of the most important things that happened was that we were able to understand each other's perspectives, and hopefully by the next round of talks, it would be quite easier for both parties to finally settle all the issues.
Ano yung mga pinakamahirap na napag-usapan, especially on this particular round?
Well, it's about power, it's about normalization, it's about decommissioning and government redeployment. All the issues are very tough. So I cannot single out any particular issue that I can say it's easy. Everything is difficult. That's why we're not able to sign the annexes despite our 10-day meeting in Kuala Lumpur.
Sir, I know you have repeatedly said that the Zamboanga incident does not have a direct impact on the negotiating table. But can you just say for the record if it really affected the talks?
I don't think that affects the negotiation between the Malapan government. On the contrary, I would say that it even gives more strength to the parties. That there is a conflict, there is a problem going on, then it gives the parties more reason to really to push the process forward.
Sir, how did the talk end, sir? The talks?
Well, it ended a lot of sharing of ideas and how we would move forward. We took a lot of the suggestion coming from the parties, from the facilitator, from the government, from the MILEP, and those ideas coming from members of the international contact group on how to move forward and how to improve the system.
Chairman, you mentioned you're looking forward, hopefully by the next round, na okay na po itong power sharing annex. How about normalization? I know, although you also emphasized na maimportante po ang power sharing because it's the heart of the negotiation. But normalization is also about a very sensitive issue, which is the decommissioning of combatants. How do you see going through that phase of the negotiations for Chairman?
It's a matter of commitment by both parties to overcome the obstacles. I don't see any reason why a willing and committed partners in the peace process that they cannot overcome obstacles. They can always find a way to move forward. So as long as they are committed, I don't see any reason why they cannot overcome the obstacles. But of course, it's very difficult, very tough.
From where you are standing now, Chairman, do you see when the annexes will eventually all be completed?
Well, it's very difficult to give timetables. But what is important is that we are moving and we are committed to finish the process, hopefully very soon. But the issues are very tough. And then we are prepared mentally and as a team, as an individual, we are prepared to overcome all the obstacles.
Sir, in light of what happened in Zamboanga in recent days, there have been lots of critics who are against the peace agreement. Do you have any message to them?
For the MILEP, there is only one option, the option of peace. And we are calling our brothers in the MNLF really to go back to the way of peace, because war does not solve anything, as it can be seen now in Zamboanga. There is so much bloodshed, there is so much destruction, and it did not solve anything. It just promoted enmity, animosities among people.
Sir, can I ask about our facilitators? Because we get rare chance to talk to them. But from how your impressions of them, sir, how long can they still go on supporting the negotiations? How are they? Kamusta po sila? What are their thoughts na sinishare po nila sa inyo?
Time and again, the current facilitator, that Natutangko, Abdul Jafar bin Muhammad, had been saying time and again that as long as the parties are willing to talk, they can continue to facilitate. And they encourage the parties really to forge the agreement very soon. I think they are committed. They are committed to the process, and they have no intention of disengaging from the peace process as long as the parties welcome them, especially on the part of government, because Malaysia was invited to facilitate in 2001.
Sir, the Transition Commission, when will it start grinding in terms of doing the work that is required in preparing the draft law?
It had started formally on April 3 this year, and we have held several meetings already. We have started to, actually it's not starting, but we have completed our internal rules. We have formed the committees, and then we tasked the committees, especially committee on political committee, and provisional transition rather, to start working. But as I said repeatedly, that unless we finish all the annexes, especially power sharing, then we cannot start. We cannot have a full blast session of the Transition Commission.
Are you concerned about the timelines?
Well, frankly speaking, I am also concerned about the timeline, because we need really to finish the writing of the basic law. And the more time consumed in the negotiation, the more pressure is exerted against us.
Sir, yun yung territorial waters, water domain, na-resolve ba yan, sir, in this round?
It's not resolved, but both parties, after an exhaustive discussion, understood the perspectives of each side. I think that is the most difficult part of power sharing. It's about waters. It's about internal waters. It's about Bangsamoro waters. That's the most difficult, and we recognize that.
Why, sir? For our appreciations, for understanding, bakit po siya yung pinaka-mahirap sa mga provisions ng annex?
Because many factors are factored in. For instance, the issue of power, the issue of wealth sharing, the issue of communication, the issue of transportation. That's why it's very difficult. And then on the part of the government, the issue of security also comes into play. So it's very difficult.
So the framework agreement defined that the Bangsamoro will be a ministerial form of government.
Yeah,
Are you
yes.
also working on defining that?
Yes, it's part of the writing of the basic law.
Not here, sir, not in this.
Maybe we can provide some fleshing out, but the real details would come in the form of a provision in the basic law.
Are you looking for the next round, forward to the next round, sir?
Yes, we'd hope, but with the preparation that obstacles along the way are still very difficult.
Do you foresee how many rounds pa, sir?
I would like to imagine that this is the last round. This would be the last round.
The next one.
The next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the same way that you expect.
Yeah. It's just hoping.
But sir, would you also hold talks for 10 days in the next round?
I don't know. That's the call of the facilitator. We did not set the schedule. We just wait for the advice coming from the facilitator.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
See you next